Hello, lovely human. Welcome to the Little Flower. So, for today's reading, the prompt that came through is it's always been right in front of you. Why a life of true fulfillment is yours for the taking. If you haven't been here, my name is Krista, and I use the presence and essence of flowers along with the tarot to deliver messages to help you align to your most authentic and abundant nature and path. So go ahead, choose one of these three lovely irises, click the corresponding timestamp down below, and I will see you in your reading. Hello, lovely human. Welcome to the Little Flower. For today's reading, the prompt that came through is it's always been right in front of you. Why a life of true fulfillment is yours for the taking. We are also entering into the infinite prayer today. If you're curious about what the infinite prayer is, listen to this short and sweet intro, and I will see you in your reading. Before we get into your reading, I'd love to share with you something that exists as a deeper extension of the little flower. Inspired by a dream I once had where the divine reminded me that her healing waters are overflowing and meant for everyone, I offer what I call the infinite prayer. Using holy fire Reiki, prayer, intuitively guided affirmations, and a belief in miracles, I channel a powerful transmission each month in the Little Flower Patreon. I also offer extended infinite prayer sessions that flow from select readings, including the one you're about to receive. If you feel called to go deeper, to tap into your own sacred, ever-flowing internal spring, always pure, always moving, always offering exactly what you need the moment you choose to return, then the Infinite Prayer or the Little Flower Patreon may be for you. I'll share more about this at the end if you feel called. Now, let's move into your reading. All right, thank you for watching that sweet little message about Patreon and the Infinite Prayer. I am offering 50% off your first month of Patreon for a limited time, so there will be a link down below if you're interested in that. But let's get right into your reading. You chose group number 1 with the pastel purple, the lavender iris. So irises are named after the Greek goddess Iris, who is the goddess that was a bridge between humanity and the gods. And she was the goddess of the rainbow as well. So the rainbow bridge, there's an energy there. The rainbow bridge is often talked about when pets pass over, so there could be a pet coming through right away off the bat. I haven't mentioned this in other readings that I've used the iris, so it might be significant here. I'm seeing a dog, a cat, I'm even seeing a goat. That's funny. But there could be an animal coming through right now to send you their love, to send you just the feeling that they're always, the message that they're always with you. I just want to give you that message if you're feeling that. And if there's a certain animal who's passed on that you love, just know that they're with you right now and they're sending you so much love. But let's go ahead and get into your message. Let's see what the iris has to say to you today. Lovely Iris, what do you have to say to group number 1? I see you and I know you, and I am so fulfilled by your presence in my life. You are colorful and beautiful and overflowing with life, with vibrancy, with beauty, and you are an endless universe to explore that I am so grateful to get the opportunity to stand in the presence of. Thank you for being you. I will never take you for granted. I love you. I love you. I love you. Okay, so that was a message from a loved one, and it felt like soulmate energy. It felt like life partner energy coming through right off the bat. So with the prompt being, it's always been right in front of you. Why a life of true fulfillment is yours for the taking. There could be a partnership that has always been right in front of you, and it's time for you to just reach out and grab it. It's time for you to say yes to it. It's time for you to make moves in the world to open your life up to it. So that could just be an initial message right off the bat, and it could be just something a few of you needed to hear. But let's go ahead and get into the more in-depth messages that want to come through for you. We'll put your iris right over here. And the first card I pulled is from the Ask Your Guides Oracle. And your card is priorities. Okay, with Master Teacher, number 12. And it looks like there are two big hands here putting a bunch of old, like, cast off items into a box. There's actually a broken heart in the box as well. So this is giving me Eight of Cups vibes, like walking away from what's not serving you anymore, having the courage to really give up, put down some loads that you've been carrying that aren't yours to carry, and let go of the past. There's a feeling of, especially with the broken heart in the box, there's this feeling of really, really, truly putting the past behind you and choosing your new dawn, choosing your new future. And with the two big hands coming in, I feel like, and then it almost looks like they're assisting, like they're assisting this little person walking into their new horizon. Oop, I have a kitty who's wanting out. 1 second. There could be some energies, some states of being, and some mindsets that you've been holding on to. There could also, there are a lot of, like, it looks like there's a hat, like a winter hat, and like a scarf or some pants in the box. And it kind of feels like there are, like, if you think about clothing being something that protects you from the elements, it's like a barrier between you and the world around you. It almost feels like there are some ways of being that have kept you held in position where you're at and inhibiting your growth that you're going to be putting behind you and letting go of and walking forward. So I could see how moving forward in your life could feel like you could feel a little exposed, like a little naked, so to speak. Like you could feel like you're really putting yourself at risk in some way or putting yourself out there. Something interesting that's been going on with me, and it's so weird because this is not a state of being I feel like I notice very often or I experience very often, but I have been feeling this sense of, it's kind of like uncalled for fear of my own safety. And I remember an interview, I was listening to an interview with Amanda Francis once, and she said when she was going through an expansion one time, she kept fearing that she was going to get like in a car accident. I think this is what she said. It was something, or she was interviewing someone else, but I know it had something to do with Amanda Francis. But it was like she kept fearing that she was going to die or she was going to get sick and die. And it was because she was going through like an up-leveling in her life. Like things were kind of crumbling in her life. And there was this existential fear being kind of exposed. And like same, like it's been an irrational fear. Like I'm shutting my windows at night and locking them, you know. And other times I feel safe, you know, I'm keeping the windows open and letting the air come through. And I've kind of been thinking like, what if this is something I'm going through internally because of a shift that's occurring in my life? What if this fear is just this existential energy that's coming to surface for me to sit with and release, or just kind of just move through while I grow and while I expand into new territory in my life? Or maybe, and who knows, maybe it could be something that could hold me back if I pay heed to it too much and I want to stay in my comfort zone too much. So it's just something to ponder, something to think about. I felt called to mention that. I just think moving forward, there might be some facing of fears, and there might be some energies that come up that are unexplainable or irrational. And it's just one of those things, I think, where you observe it, you be with it, and you move through it. And of course you do everything, like, of course you want to do everything to make yourself feel safe. For instance, for the first time in a long time, I got pepper spray. I've had pepper spray before in my life, but I've never felt the urge so much to to have it on me as I have recently. So I don't know if it's just something I'm going through internally where it's like I'm strengthening that internal resolve to make sure I'm protecting myself. But either way, I'm honoring it. You know, I'm moving through it in the most healthy way I can. And I think that's just the message here is whatever energies are coming up are for a reason. And it's because you're growing. It's because life is changing as you know it. And beautiful things are coming in. I think a lot of times we can feel unsafe when really good things are, like, we can sense good things are on the horizon. And in your case, it could be a relationship, like with that Lily or Iris message. So very interesting here. Let's go ahead and, that was a lot from that one card, but let's go ahead and get a couple more Oracle cards. I'm going to pull from Moonology Messages. All right, so your first message is Dark Side of the Moon with Mystery and Moon Rising with Truth. Okay, so far I'm sensing there is this feeling of walking into the unknown, like you're moving into unknown, uncharted territory. It almost feels like you're walking into the dark, but ultimately it's like you have to walk through the dark to get to the light. It's like it is darkest before the dawn kind of energy. It's like a shift you have to move through for this new dawn to rise in your life. That's the feeling. I've been really using that phrasing a lot in a lot of my readings. So I hope that that's really beautiful if it's a collective energy, you know, like a new dawn rising, a new era. Wow, we have the word truth twice now. So inner truth, number 7 with an owl. And then we have action leads to success, number 1. And there are a bunch of, at first glance, it makes me think of seahorses, but I think they're dragons. I do feel like you're going to be called to take actions, small steps towards the life you desire, towards the life that's calling you in. Again, well, we talked about the rainbow bridge, and you do have rainbow energy here. And it looks like it's almost like this person is standing on the dark side of the moon, and on the other side of the moon is this rainbow. And there's something hidden here. I really feel like there's something hidden, like there's something you don't see coming, something beautiful, something so good, and something made just for you. And with action leads to success, I think you're meant to, at this point in your life, surrender to the universe's desires for you, to God's desires for you, because I think you're going to be taking steps into the unknown that might not you might not understand why you have to take those steps until you're on the other side. So it's in with the owl being here, and the owl being about intuition and higher guidance. You really will be following your intuition and taking action steps based on your intuition moving forward. So there's something that's going to bring you great fulfillment that your intuition is going to lead you to, and it's not going to make a lot of rational sense while you're on the way, and you're meant to stay detached, yet just follow those internal nudges, those instincts, and you're really meant to open up to this right now. You're really meant to be aware that there's an opportunity right now for you to walk towards something beautiful that the universe has in store for you. And just because, like, I almost see like because you don't know what it is, or because you don't know what it's supposed to feel like, or because it's unknown and it's different, it almost feels like there's a little bit of like resistance, like wanting to stay in a comfort zone. And you're really meant to take those little nudges, take those little steps. And I think the first step is, there's something here about like ceremonially opening yourself up to this new path, intuitively, spiritually, making a decision. Maybe this could be praying and saying, God, I open my heart, I open my life up to the next steps. please guide me, something like that, like putting ceremony around it in whatever way makes sense for you. And perhaps you know what this is. Like perhaps you know what you want. Like for instance, if you do want to open up to a relationship coming in, and that's just an example, or more abundance, or more freedom in your life, or travel, whatever the case may be, or a family, maybe you want to birth a child. There is this feeling of the way this comes about and the end result is going to be different from what you expect. And there's this call to embrace that reality, embrace the unknown on the way there. Just think outside the box. Okay, I'm going to get into the tarot. So this is one of my readings where I have a short window of opportunity to get 50% off of Patreon if you're interested. So there will be a link down below if you'd like to take advantage of that. It'll just be available for a few days, but still remember you can stick around, you can subscribe, hit the bell icon to be reminded when I post, because about once a month I like to have an offer like that, have an opportunity to get, just to try out Patreon and see if it's right for you. So, okay, we have the Two of Wands. We have the Four of Cups. The Empress, beautiful. The Fool, I love the Fool for you as the central card. That is exactly what we've been talking about. You're taking a leap of faith. You're doing something uncomfortable. You're moving into new territory. And it's not going to feel 100% natural. You're not like falling into all the old grooves, all the old patterning that used to be. You're forging a new pattern. So it's going to feel a little uncomfortable. Three of Swords. Ooh, the Lovers. Okay, I do think a lot of you are manifesting a partnership, a soulmate relationship. And we, like with the Three of Swords being about heartbreak, that could be, and we do, now we have two, with the broken heart in the box, in that priorities card, and this broken heart down here. I also have one Three of Cups. I feel like there wanted to be a bonus card. You're moving out of old patterning that kept you stuck in, I guess it kind of feels like old patterning from pain you experienced in relationships in the past, whether this is friendships, whether this, and again, take this as it resonates, if it's about a relationship or if it's about whatever journey you're on and what you're walking towards, what you know in your heart is meant for you. It feels like there are old energies that just they're past their time. Like, you've healed as much as you can heal, and it comes to a point where you just have to set it down and move forward. There's truly a choice to move on. There's truly a choice to say, okay, I know I still hold these fears based off of past experiences, but I'm still going to move forward, and I'm still going to put myself in positions of vulnerability where I could be hurt again, because it's worth it, because it's absolutely worth it. Because if I don't do it, I'll regret it more than if I did and got hurt, or if I did and got burned, or if I did and I failed. I have to do this. That's the feeling. I have to do it. I have to move forward towards this. Otherwise, what am I doing? I just see you with the Four of Cups, feeling unfulfilled and knowing that something has to change. And with the Two of Wands and the Empress here, you have a profound inner knowing that the life you desire, and the Lovers, the life you desire, and the Three of Cups over here, it feels so like, this is so relational. I really feel this. This really, for most of you, this will have to do with relationships, but it just feels like there's been a feeling of I'm unfulfilled. And I know there's something waiting for me. And it feels like you've just held yourself back because you're tired of being disappointed, or you're tired of putting yourself out there and things not working out. Like, you're tired of yeah, there's almost like a feeling feeling it, I'm exhausted, I'm tired, I don't want to have to start over, or I don't want to have to be uncomfortable. I want to feel safe. Like that's the feeling. But there's this whole big wide world out there, and with the Empress being this pregnant woman, and in her belly it looks like the earth. It feels like there is this whole world unknown to you that once you're in it, it will feel like perfectly right for you. It will feel like crazy that you ever thought about not walking towards it and not accepting it in your world and in your life and in your heart. What have you felt called to do recently and you keep putting it off? What steps in your life that make you feel a little uncomfortable or a lot uncomfortable have you been saying, not yet, not yet, not yet? Because I feel like it is time. That's the feeling. It is time to take that step, to take that leap, to do something, to shake something up, to shift the patterning, shift the neural pathways in your brain by doing something different, by getting out of the old rut. And that will unearth something or unlock something within you and within your world that opens your mind, heart, spirit, soul, and life up to new possibilities. We have the Two of Wands and the Two of Swords here. And in a way, like the Two of Wands, there's a globe here too. Some of you really could be wanting to travel. But in a way, I'm kind of reading this like being stuck in the planning phase or being stuck in the visioning phase and being stuck in like the dreaming phase. Like I'm stuck in the dreaming phase of what I want and I'm not actually doing the thing to get there. Like I'm not actually putting myself out there and taking the uncomfortable steps to get what it is I want. And when you know what you want will feel safe and comfortable when you're in it. Because it's interesting that fear can hold us back so much when we know we're worthy of good things, and that when those things come in, we're going to feel safe within them, in the reception of those things. Because we wouldn't, like, even if we did attract things that were, unsafe, or that were going to hurt, like attract in a person that might hurt us. I just sense with this owl inner truth, moon rising and truth, and master teacher here in the center too, you'll know what is right for you and what isn't. And how are you going to find what is right for you unless you start taking these steps forward? You can trust your intuition along the way. And I'm seeing a path forward for you that you're forging, and there might be some fumbles along the way. There might be some wrong turns, but you'll always find your way back to your intuition and to that path you're meant to take. But you have to take this path. Otherwise, you're just going to stay stagnant and you're not going to grow, and you're going to stay unfulfilled in this Four of Cups energy, knowing there's something else for you out there, but not choosing it, not claiming it truly. So those are your options, you either stay here, like sure, you might be comfortable here, but you're unfulfilled, you're bored, you're feeling like it feels gray. Or you walk into this unknown path where you're going to make mistakes along the way, where you might take a wrong turn here or there, but you can trust your intuition and you'll always get right back on track, and you will find your way into your new dawn, into your new horizon, into your new fulfilled, colorful, overflowing life. And even with that Iris message in the beginning, there was someone who was witnessing you in all of your color and all of your light. On the other side of that, like we have the Three of Cups here too. There are beautiful people who see you for all of who you are, or a beautiful person who sees you for all of who you are. And you do feel safe in that new horizon, in that new place. You feel safer than you've ever felt. You feel freer than you've ever felt. You feel more fulfilled and happy, connected than you've ever felt. And it's so worth it to just take that leap. It is. So again, it starts with the ceremonial element of prayer, like a prayerful element, a commitment. And then it's that day-to-day staying open in your intuition of steps to take to get you where you want to go. That's literally, those are your action steps. Those are your directives coming through. Beautiful. Okay, I'm going to pull one last card from the Sacred Traveler. Very relevant here. Some of that travel energy came through. And I'm going to, I think I'll read from the guidebook for this. Then we will do our infinite prayer. I'll write down my intentions for your infinite prayer. Okay, so we have Wondrous Universe, Walk in Beauty. So card meaning, you live in a beautiful and wondrous universe. You are a beautiful being. Take time to see and cherish the wonders of life wherever you go. It transforms your life. There is remarkable beauty within you. Simply acknowledging it allows it to surface even more. The time you take to create beauty in your home will manifest in your life. In Native traditions, walking in beauty means to honor all natural cycles of life and to experience a sacred communion with the Creator in all things, including oneself. The Sacred Traveler wants you to know there's always beauty around you and within you. The Sacred Traveler constantly looks for and embraces the majestic, wondrous universe in all forms. You can hear it in the song of an early morning bird. You can smell it in the aroma of freshly baked bread. And you can see it in the way the clouds float across the sky. The more you seek beauty, the more it will find you. And the more you will find yourself in a beautiful world. All right, so that really segues into my infinite prayer transmission really well. Because my infinite prayer transmission, the intention for it in this reading is for it to be, this sounds kind of intense, but like an ego dissolution and a soul awakening. I want to help you awaken to the beauty and the color and the opportunities that surround you, and that inner knowing of all of it, that inner connection to all of it, that inner connection to your path. So for you, my intention I'll write down for that transmission. There is a link down below if you feel called to it, by the way. So I want to kick that infinite prayer transmission off with a commitment to your journey into the beautiful unknown. That is the intention I wrote for you. It is that energy of that ceremony that we picked up on, that commitment, that choice, that activation. Like, I am choosing my new journey. That conviction I want to bring into the infinite prayer transmission. So if you feel called to that, the link is down below. Again, there is a small opportunity for 50% off if you make it in time. There's a code down below for that, for 50% off the first month of Patreon. Feel free to like, comment, or drop a flower emoji if you enjoyed your time here. As always, I am honored by your presence, and I hope I see you over in Patreon or in another reading soon. All right, my lovely human. If you'd like to be supported more deeply through powerful energy healing transmissions and more in-depth, immersive pick a flower readings, I'd be honored to have you in the sacred space of the Little Flower Patreon. My intention for this space is to be a spiritual lifeline, a place of healing, clarity, and soul alignment where you can feel safe to unfold in your most authentic, abundant, and fulfilled self. Each month within the Wellspring membership, I channel a theme for 2 Pick a Flower readings, with one of those readings laying the foundation for what unfolds in the infinite prayer. Using Holy Fire Reiki, prayer, and intuitively guided visualizations, messages, and affirmations, I channel a powerful transmission each month inspired by its corresponding reading. If you choose the Overflow membership, you'll receive everything in Wellspring along with access to every extended infinite prayer session connected to monthly in-depth readings here on YouTube. If this space is calling to you, you can find everything linked in the description below. If you enjoyed your time here, feel free to like, subscribe, and leave a comment. I'd love to connect with you. You're also welcome to explore my adorable merch featuring my bee and flowers logo and my signature phrase, "Hello, lovely human." With so much gratitude, I send you prayers of happiness, peace, health, and abundance. You are honored and loved. Hello, lovely human. Welcome to the Little Flower. For today's reading, the prompt that came through is, "It's always been right in front of you. Why a life of true fulfillment is yours for the taking." We are entering into the infinite prayer for this. The infinite prayer is an energy healing transmission that correlates directly to the reading. Go ahead and listen to this short and sweet little intro about it, and I'll see you in your reading. Before we get into your reading, I'd love to share with you something that exists as a deeper extension of the Little Flower. Inspired by a dream I once had where the divine reminded me that her healing waters are overflowing and meant for everyone, I offer what I call the infinite prayer. Using holy fire Reiki, prayer, intuitively guided affirmations, and a belief in miracles, I channel a powerful transmission each month in the Little Flower Patreon. I also offer extended infinite prayer sessions that flow from select readings, including the one you're about to receive. If you feel called to go deeper, to tap into your own sacred, ever-flowing internal spring, always pure, always moving, always offering exactly what you need the moment you choose to return, then the Infinite Prayer or the Little Flower Patreon may be for you. I'll share more about this at the end if you feel called. Now, let's move into your reading. All right, let's go ahead and get into your reading. You chose group number 2 with the lavender. I keep wanting to call these, I've like lily, lilac. I keep wanting to use L words. So maybe L is significant to you, but it is a lavender iris, and irises are named after the Greek goddess Iris, who was the bridge between humans and the gods. I thought that was a really beautiful symbol. She was also the goddess of the rainbow, so that could be significant to some of you as well. But let's go ahead and see what this iris has to say to you today. So lovely lavender iris, what do you have to say to group number 2? Okay, there's a really fun energy coming in. I'm seeing a playground. I heard "wee," and there's this feeling of, I'm so excited for you. I'm so happy for you. You're going to have so much fun. This is such a cool opportunity. Congratulations. There's a congratulations coming through. There's so much support, like people who really want to see you thrive coming in. You've got some sort of beautiful opportunity in front of you to take a step that broadens your horizons, that brings a lot of color and fun and joy into your life. And there are so many who love you and support you and want to see you live your dreams, whatever those dreams are on your heart, uniquely you. There are so many people who want to see that happen. So just remember that. Remember that. So, okay, that's the energy coming through with this lovely iris. Let's go ahead and get into your reading. So group number 2, your first card being an overarching, energy here, informing the reading. So it says suffering, and then it says divine teachers. So, and number 23 is present. And there's something here. This is interesting. It looks like victory over suffering. It looks like you've had guidance. These 2 divine teachers here they almost look like they're graduating. So there could be graduation, like with that celebratory energy. There could be graduation energy in your life right now. There is this feeling of graduating from an old way of being. I don't want to say graduating from suffering or maybe it's like a graduation from a time of suffering, like a healing that had to take place through suffering, or a lesson that you took away from a time of suffering. There could be something there. I'm not getting a whole lot right off the bat. I think I need to get into some more oracle cards, because it kind of also is giving that energy. And I felt this right off the bat. There's this feeling of, there's something beautiful coming into your life that your guides know about, and they're so excited for you. And it feels like you are unaware of it, but it's just around the corner, and it's a very short period of time before you do become aware of this opportunity, of this new beginning. There's something there. All right, so our first Moonology message card is we have Void Moon with Do Nothing and Moon Circles with Support. With Do Nothing and the Suffering card, it almost feels like, I wonder if there are things that you do in your life that cause unnecessary, like I heard unnecessary suffering. Again, everything's very vague right now. And even with the word void moon and do nothing, like there's like a empty feeling right now. Not in a negative way or anything, but just like I could see this being frustrating if you've experienced it. Like a feeling of, I don't really know what to do right now. So I'm just going to either keep doing what I've been doing or do nothing. Like there's no guidance. There's like a void or a lull, that kind of energy. Ooh, this card just let go and bury. Interesting. Number 17, which is the number of the star card in tarot. My favorite card. It's about hope. It's about restoration. It's about healing after intense, it's the card that comes right after the Tower card. So it's about just hope, new hopes, new horizons. It's about dreams come true. And then, wow, look at this. We have the Phoenix rising from the ashes. We have transformation with number 42. Okay. And if you look at this, this is interesting. So the Phoenix's wings are up. This person in the center of the Suffering card looks like they have a victory, and they have these two beings giving them stars. And I was talking about the star card. That's wild. And then we even have, look at this. I'm going to show you these two cards. We have silhouettes that look exactly the same. And the first one has their hands down, and the second one has their hands up. I don't know if you can see it. Let me show it. But yeah, look at these two little guys here. This is pretty wild. I do feel like you are the Phoenix rising from the ashes in this next phase of your life. If you felt like you haven't had the support that you really need and want in your life to really lift you up into not only the person others would expect you to be, like the good that others would want for you, but the support you need for others to want what you want for you, what truly you see for yourself, the divine plan that is set out for uniquely you. I just get this feeling like you don't know if anybody's truly seen you, or because it feels like a solo journey, like with this person just suffering and their guides and their higher self guiding them. It kind of feels like it's been a solo journey, but I see that you have so much support around you that just want to see you thrive in the way that you see yourself thriving, like in the way that makes sense for you and the vision you hold. And like, it almost makes me want to tell you to share your vision more often, share more of your authentic self more often, because there's more support and understanding and uplifting of that part of you than you know. This is interesting. So I think this is called a mayfly. I'm not sure. We're going to go with this meaning just because I know what a mayfly is. And mayflies only live for a couple of days. So they're my symbol for something that's temporary, something that's short-lived, should only stay for a period of time. And we do have like a coffin here and a shovel, like with let go and bury. So there's this feeling that in the grand scheme of things, the suffering that you've gone through, the intensity that you've gone through, the dark night of the soul, the heaviness, whatever the case may be for each individual person, while it may have felt like an eternity while you're in it, when you're on the other side, when you're transformed in this phoenix that has risen, you will recognize the smallness of what that was, and that it was only a blip in time, and that your higher self and your expansiveness, your beauty, your love is eternal and is what's always been true this entire time. You just had a limited view while you were in it. You've been surrounded by so much support this entire time as well. And sometimes you may not have felt it, but it's been there. So many spirit guides, guardian angels, God, and people people as well, human beings as well. You've had everything you've needed. But there is this transformation occurring within you. And honestly, like with do nothing, it's making me think of being in the cocoon and just letting your transformation occur, falling into the flow, letting it happen. And there's also like a message here. Don't worry so much about your unfoldment. Beautiful things are ahead of you, and you'll fall into them. Like you'll flow into them. If you just let go and trust your instincts, they'll take over and they'll guide you exactly where you're meant to be. Not only trust your instincts, but trust the divine. Trust the guidance that's all around you, supporting you, uplifting you, trusting in your vision, landing you right where you're meant to be. All right, let's get into the tarot. I do think when you're on the other side of this transformation, so many things are going to come to light that you couldn't see when you were existing in the state of being that you've been in. You've been in a state of being where you've had to really confront heavier or lower or darker energies. You've had to exist in a frequency that supported that experience of life. It was like a necessary thing. And hi Junie, come here. Got Juniper in here, so you might hear little meows or weird noises. She's been climbing through the closet. But yeah, you're gonna wake up to what's been going on all along. And I'm also seeing, like, it's like you're in the same environment, but you look around and you see it crystal clearly. Like you see the beauty that's always been there, but you weren't able to see before because of like the shadow that was cast. And it's like you're seeing like this visceral reality like all around you, this beauty, this love, this peace. And it was always there, but you just couldn't see it. And now you can see it. So there's a huge spiritual awakening. And it's not even, it feels very human. It feels very like visceral, like experiential. Okay, so tarot. We have 2 of Pentacles, 6 of Cups, 6 of Wands, and again, look at this person here. Look at this. And then with the person with their hands up, victory. Victory, success, being recognized, being witnessed, being honored. 8 of Cups in the center. Page of Wands. Justice and 2 of Cups. Interesting. There could be a Libra, someone who has Libra in their chart that's important in this next phase of your journey. That could just be for a few of you, but these 2 came out together, and that's the first thing that came to my mind. And I look at this. There are 2 cups on the Justice card too, like hanging there, and then these 2 cups. So that's interesting. And then we have 2 of Pentacles, bookending, like two cards, you know, bookending the reading here. So again, with like union, partnership, duality, you are so loved and accepted for exactly who you are. And you're going to move forward in your life feeling so integrated and so whole and so knowing of who you are, why you had to go through what you went through, and walking forward knowing that. And like it's giving, there's something here about the past, because this 8 of Cups card, she's moving into her new horizon, her new dawn, over the horizon there, walking away from what doesn't serve. These other cups have fallen into the water, but there's still one cup lit on fire floating in the water. And it's making me think of sending love to your past and taking what was beautiful from your past, integrating it, and then moving forward and having no unresolved territory. Like you're leaving something beautiful in your past, you know, and you're taking something beautiful from your past. 6 of Cups can be about the past as well, and growth and transformation and change. And it feels like no parts of you will be left behind or are left behind. It's like, as I'm moving forward into this new journey, I feel like all of me. I still feel like myself, but I get to be like myself 2.0. I get to be in an experience of life that feels better, that looks better, that feels more true and more real. It's like I can finally see the beauty of the love that's always existed within me and all around me in my relationships as they are. I can appreciate them a lot more. I can see the good in them. It feels so renewed. It feels like you've walked through a death cycle. And if you know anything about experiencing death or experiencing, I mean, not necessarily like literal death, but experiencing the death of loved ones or those death cycles, it can really leave you in a state of appreciation for what you have because you recognize everything is temporary. And that's the feeling. Like, it makes me think of someone who has been through a lot, but all of that just made them realize that life is so precious and every single moment matters, and they matter in all their imperfection. Like, you matter in all your imperfection. And with the Two of Cups being here and the Six of Wands being honored and seen for all, and this moon circles with supports, making me think of the Three of Cups. There is this feeling of everybody like feeling so supported in your community and feeling so known, seen, and honored in your community, feeling recognized in your community, feeling like you have a place here, and feeling lit up by that and feeling a calling in that. Page of Wands makes me think of like a new inspiration. So moving forward, I feel like you're going to be very inspired by your community, very inspired by those you're closest to, lit up by those you're closest to. There is a balancing too with the Justice card. There's something there about how the scales are turning in your, like, are tipping in your favor. It's only been a matter of time, like this Phoenix rising from the ashes energy. It's only been a matter of time before you step into this new, like, group 2.0 kind of energy, and moving forward, having fully 100% integrated your past experiences or the pain and the suffering that you've gone through, having found healing in all of it, having found resolve with all of it, acceptance with all of it, and really truly moving forward with love. With love, sending love to those who have hurt you, sending love to the energies that you had to walk through, sending love to the experiences you had to go through, and knowing it all was for a purpose. So I like this Two of Pentacles card a lot because it's always shown two pentacles that are very material, but this one in particular, it's like she's juggling one that's a materialized like purse here, and then this one looks like a pentacle in spirit. And so it almost feels like you've been juggling like a spiritual pursuit or a spiritual mission with material, with like grounding something in the material. So there's a beautiful balance there, again with the balance, like with the two and the balance. How would I interpret this card a little more deeply? It's making me think of straddling the line between spirit and the earth, like spirit and your humanity, like tending to the spirit, but also the material in such a beautiful way. It's also making me think of like your cellular reality shifting, like your literal consciousness, your like the way your mind works, like your neural pathways in your body and mind and spirit. It's like merging of two experiences. It's like for instance, in my case, I'll give you an example from my life. Back in 2021, I went on this sojourn where I went through New Mexico and Arizona and California, and I went to all these beautiful places that are known for their spiritual energy. And I had an awakening, like a vision, really, lots of visions. That it was like a 2 or 3 month journey. And I awakened to my potential. I awakened to what I'm meant for. And it was so much high frequency energy and just aha, like, holy shit, I'm on top of the mountain. I can see so clear. I know exactly what my life can be. You know, I know what the potential is. And I'm from this point forward, never settling for anything less. And when I came back, I had to clean up and walk through so much heaviness, so much internal patterning that got in the way of me truly living this abundant, overflowing, free life that I realized I was meant for. So it was like this crazy juxtaposition of internally knowing, like my spirit and soul knowing what I was meant for, but in the material world, it was like, how could I possibly get there? Like, I am so limited, you know, or I am so lost, or how does this work? You know, you can't just like building new earth isn't just about the awakening period. We can't just think something and manifest it into reality. Not yet. But it's about really confronting that old patterning and really confronting the things that get in the way of us truly embodying our higher nature. There is so much held in our body, in our past, in our DNA that gets in the way of that, and that we have to confront and we have to shift and we have to walk through. And this energy with this Two of Pentacles card is giving me the energy of someone who's done the work and someone who's finally found this beautiful marriage of their spiritual reality and their earthly reality. And it all is like finally in harmony, and it makes sense, and it's aligned together. And it feels like there are lessons from spirit and there are lessons from Mother Earth, and they come together. Because I do feel like Mother Earth has sometimes some hard lessons for us, and like being in our body has some hard lessons for us. And it's humbling, right? And it's so important. Like, it's such an important part about being human, is to be humbled. And so this energy that's coming through is that marriage where you find that middle ground. Like, again, I'm giving you an example from my life. When I was having that awakening, I was just like, infinity, sky's the limit. I can create any life I want. And I was thinking like, oh my God, I want this sprawling piece of land. And hey, I'm still open to that. Or like, I want this beautiful, huge home. And I was even like, man, I could have like, and I was being material in some, don't worry, I wasn't like being fully material. I had purpose behind everything I wanted. But I was even like, man, I could have 2 or 3 cars if I want. You know, I was like playing with those thoughts of like anything's possible. And as I've grown and as I've had to face, you know, what's gotten in the way of me expanding, I have recognized, like, I've been very humbled, and I've been guided in such a way that I've been guided into my truest desires and my truest heart, which is much more simple than like these big expansive dreams. Like, I still have big expansive dreams and I want to live them. Like, I know I'm meant to travel. I know I'm meant to have a piece of land. I know I'm meant to help restore the prairie. Like, I know I'm meant to do all these things. But how they come about is different than what I expect. And it's kind of more humble in a way. And it's more about like following guidance and trusting the steps in front of you and getting ego out of the way and following the path, you know? So I've learned a lot on the journey, and I'm much more contented in this way of being. And at this point in my life, I'd be content with something so simple, you know? I've gotten to this place where I realize, you know, I'm so grateful just to be here. And that's where I needed to be, I think. That's where I need to be. That's where anybody should need to be, is just to be so grateful to be alive and have food on the table and a roof over their heads and people who love them. And that's where this whole thing has culminated. And I know I'm meant for my dreams to come true. And I know I'm meant for these visions I felt and saw. But at the end of the day, I'm still just a simple human. And there is that marriage being presented here in this reading for you. So Beautiful, lovely, yay. This Page of Wands keeps popping out at me too. Again, I think there's so much inspiration coming for you soon, where you're gonna be lit up to go in a new direction. It could be creatively, it could be within the work that you do, but there is something there, like something's about to light you up. I feel that, and you're gonna move in a direction that's your calling. That's what I feel. So, all right. Okay. Yeah, I think I'm going to pull one last card from the Sacred Traveler, and then we will get into the Infinite Prayer. I'll also write an intention for your group, specifically for the Infinite Prayer. So let's see. Okay, so we have grounding. Go deep, explore your roots. Yes, I think that makes a lot of sense for you. You are grounding dreams into your body and onto the earth right now. You really are. And again, I think you're walking through this transformation right now. And so this do nothing, take it as an opportunity. Take it as an opportunity to just go explore nature, to take some time to yourself, to allow that inner calibration or recalibration to continue to occur within your being. And I think that's a really important part of the steps you're called to take in this moment. So let's read from the guidebook and see what it says. This is the Sacred Traveler Oracle. Okay, so it says, go deep, explore your roots. Card meaning, take time to ground yourself in what is truly essential. Remember what's important in life and let go of everything else. Let go of the busyness and the frenetic pace of life. Be present in the moment. Release the flurry of worry about the future or the rehashing of the past. This is a time to engage and reflect. It might be worth taking a second look at something you previously passed over. Things may not always be as they seem. Look deeper into the situations and relationships in your life. Explore your roots. Something that seems closed may, in fact, be just ready to open. If you go beneath the surface, you may find hidden gems of truth, light, or abundance. The Sacred Traveler wants you to know. Sometimes the voyage is fraught with the activity of so many places to go and things to do that personal energy gets scattered. It's during those times that the Sacred Traveler needs to ground their energy. Grounding can be simply a matter of leaning against a tree and imagining yourself reaching into the roots and up into the branches. This card can also mean you need to stand up for yourself. Don't back down. Stand up for those who can't protect themselves. Believe in yourself. Hold firm to what you know to be true. You're like the ancient oak with its roots deep in the earth. You are noble, valiant, and strong. That's beautiful. I was lying on the deck yesterday and staring up into the sky and looking at the oak leaves just floating in the breeze and connecting to the oak tree outside. So I thought that was nice to come through. But yeah, so okay. So let's get an intention for group number 2 for the Infinite Prayer. So I wrote ground and integrate. You are becoming. My intention for you for the Infinite Prayer transmission is to lull your energy, lull you into a state of surrender, a state of letting go, a state of feeling safe in the doing of nothing and trusting in your body, trusting in your soul, trusting in the heavens, trusting in God, the universe, to take over and to do what it needs to do to facilitate the transformation you're walking through. That's it. It's just letting go and letting it happen. So that's the energy there. I hope I see you over in the Infinite Prayer. Again, there's a small window of opportunity to get 50% off your first month of Patreon, which will include this Infinite Prayer if you get the Overflow membership. So so I hope I see you over there. And thank you so much for being here. Feel free to like, comment, or drop a flower emoji if you enjoyed your time here. As always, I am honored by your presence, and I hope I see you over in Patreon or in another reading soon. Thank you so much. Bye. All right, my lovely human. If you'd like to be supported more deeply through powerful energy healing transmissions and more in-depth, immersive pick a flower readings, I'd be honored to have you in the sacred space of the Little Flower Patreon. My intention for this space is to be a spiritual lifeline, a place of healing, clarity, and soul alignment where you can feel safe to unfold in your most authentic, abundant, and fulfilled self. Each month within the Wellspring membership, I channel a theme for 2 Pick a Flower readings, with one of those readings laying the foundation for what unfolds in the Infinite Prayer. Using Holy Fire Reiki, prayer, and intuitively guided visualizations, messages, and affirmations, I channel a powerful transmission each month inspired by its corresponding reading. If you choose the Overflow membership, you'll receive everything in Wellspring along with access to every extended Infinite Prayer session connected to monthly in-depth readings here on YouTube. If this space is calling to you, you can find everything linked in the description below. If you enjoyed your time here, feel free to like, subscribe, and leave a comment. I'd love to connect with you. You're also welcome to explore my adorable merch featuring my bee and flowers logo and my signature phrase, "Hello, lovely human." With so much gratitude, I send you prayers of happiness, peace, health, and abundance. You are honored and loved. Hello, lovely human. Welcome to the Little Flower. So the prompt that came through for today's reading is, it's always been right in front of you. Why a life of true fulfillment is yours for the taking. And we are entering into the Infinite Prayer for this reading, Infinite Prayer Transmission. If you're curious about what the Infinite Prayer Transmission is, go ahead and listen to this short and sweet little intro, and I will see you in your reading. Before we get into your reading, I'd love to share with you something that exists as a deeper extension of the Little Flower. Inspired by a dream I once had where the divine reminded me that her healing waters are overflowing and meant for everyone, I offer what I call the Infinite Prayer. Using Holy Fire Reiki, prayer, intuitively guided affirmations, and a belief in miracles, I channel a powerful transmission each month in the Little Flower Patreon. I also offer extended infinite prayer sessions that flow from select readings, including the one you're about to receive. If you feel called to go deeper, to tap into your own sacred, ever-flowing internal spring, always pure, always moving, always offering exactly what you need the moment you choose to return, then the Infinite Prayer or the Little Flower Patreon may be for you. I'll share more about this at the end if you feel called. Now, let's move into your reading. All right, so for a short period of time, I do want to mention I'm offering 50% off your first month of Patreon. There will be a code down below for that. If you do the Overflow membership, it will include the Infinite Prayer Transmission for this reading. Just wanted to mention that. Let's go ahead and get into your reading. So you chose group number 3. The Lavender Iris has something to tell you. So let's see what they have to say. Lovely Lavender Iris, what do you have to say to group 3? There's an energy. Okay, so I heard, I see you, I'm here for you. And this is so random, but I heard, it was like, you'll always be my baby, like the Mariah Carey song. That's funny. It's making me think of Schitt's Creek, David on Schitt's Creek. But I hear I love you, I hear I'm here for you. I support you. I'm not going anywhere. I trust you. There's a feeling of a partnership or a love coming through, and it's like solid. It feels very solid, like I'm not going anywhere, like I'm a fixture of your life kind of thing. And yeah, that's interesting. It feels very supportive. Like, what can I do for you? Like, I'm here for you. I'm here for you. So I'm not sure what that could mean, to be honest. I feel like that could mean so many plethora of things for each of you. So take that as it resonates. It could be a partnership. It could be a parent. It could be a sibling. It could be an animal coming through. I'm sorry it's so vague. That's very vague, but that's what it was. I think ultimately there is like a purple energy coming through and a deep support, and it feels a little masculine, and it just feels like solid. That's the best way I can put it. There's something so solid, or someone so solid that just wants to be there for you and never wants to, like, they want you to know that. Like, there's an energy of, I want you to know that I'm never going anywhere. So yeah, again, take that as it resonates. So maybe some of you really need to feel that in your life. Like, love isn't precarious. Like love is stable. Love is rooted. Love is sure. This could be God, the universe, this could be your higher self. But it's like, this is something so stable, solid, rooted, grounded, and it's a fixture of your world, and it's not going anywhere. So maybe we'll get more context when we get into the reading. But so this says rest, number 24, with Holy Spirit. Wow. Yes, I feel like there's an energy here of like your soul can rest because I've got you. I've got you. I've always had you. And you're allowed to rest. That's the feeling. You're allowed to live in peace. You're allowed to live in leisure. There's someone sitting outside in the garden in a lawn chair reading a book here. There's a stag in spirit in the background. There's a dove above. And it just like the stag is the representative of that stable figure. It could be a spirit guide. And then the dove is representative of peace and freedom. So, and purity. Like you're allowed to rest. You're allowed to let go. Like you've done enough. That's the feeling. And you're so worthy of support. Like you're worthy of someone coming in and supporting you. You're worthy of someone taking care of things for you. I don't know if you need to be told that. Like maybe you're someone who really feels like you have to take care of everything on your own, and maybe you're the person who provides service for others, but for others to serve you, I'm feeling like very like physically serving you, like someone who would cook you dinner, or someone who would go out and get groceries, or someone who would go do errands for you. It feels very like service oriented. Like you're worthy of that type of energy in your life. You're worthy of someone serving you. That sounds so weird, but that's what's coming through. So let's keep pulling some cards. Get a couple oracle cards, get some more context. That could just be an initial message, but it also is making me think of someone who lives in luxury and someone who has wealth, where they do have that type of money that they can, go get massages or spend time at a resort and have it be all inclusive and just have people tending to your every need. Like, it's so interesting. There's just this feeling of you're allowed to live a more luxurious, like, lifestyle and one of peace and freedom and ease is a good word for it. And even with the word Holy Spirit, it's like, this is holy. This is good. Like you've not only earned it, but you're just simply worthy of it by virtue of being human. And it's making me think of how God rested on the seventh day. Like it's innate. Like rest is such an innate part of our purpose, and our, like, who we are on this planet. Rest is a part of that. And deep rest, deep, true rest and letting go and being held and supported. So this says Moonflower with Take a Risk, and Moonlit with Embrace Uncertainty. Well, interesting. We have Take a Risk and Embrace Uncertainty in the midst of this rest energy. That's so funny because it's making me think of someone who feels like if they rest, the world will fall apart. Like, so you're really being called to work that muscle of it is safe to rest. It is safe to let go. I know what that feels like, because sometimes there's a guilt feeling with living in like peace and ease and feeling luxurious and feeling like you really don't have a care in the world. It almost feels like you're betraying people in your life who don't have the ability to live that way, or something, like people who really think like you should be productive all the time, or, I know what that feels like. It's like, I feel like I'm being looked at sometimes as like childish for wanting to just go off and not care about anything, when I have every right, and we all have every right, to live in a state of peace and letting go of burdens. And that's innate to who we are. It's necessary. It's a necessary part of being human. Not necessarily all the time. That would be too much, because out of the 7 days, he only rested on the one day. But, it's still necessary. So, interesting. Let's keep pulling cards. We'll pull from the Animal Apothecary. These are Moonology messages, by the way, these ones. The Embrace Uncertainty with Moonlit, and Moonflower with Take a Risk. It's so funny, the idea of like resting and enjoying yourself. It's a risk. You're taking a risk. It feels like the opposite of that, but some of you maybe not. So this says Attract Through Glow, number 18. And then, wow, You Are More, number 30. So you're meant to move beyond your current life, like move, like expand. There's a feeling of expansion, moving into new horizons with this eagle flying here, and these sand dunes, and there's just this energy of expansion and growth. And I'm seeing someone who's truly abundant, I'm seeing someone who's truly wealthy, who has the audacity to claim that wealth, to claim that abundance, to claim that easeful life, to claim that peaceful life, to claim that it's just this feeling of, I'm not someone who feels burdened regularly. I'm not someone who stresses regularly. I don't have to stress. I am someone who lives an abundant, overflowing, easeful life. I get to follow my instincts and my intuition. I get to make my own schedule. I get to move through life in a comfortable yet empowered and impactful way. I'm unapologetic. There's such an unapologetic lived experience of abundance and truth and peace, while still remaining in touch, while still remaining connected to one's own humanity. So with the Embrace Uncertainty and Take a Risk, there could be something you're expanding into that has to do with wealth and abundance, where you could be shifting something internally that feels uncomfortable or like taking a risk. I'm seeing you broadening your horizons and realizing you can, like with You Are More here, you can create more than you previously thought. You're expanding more than you thought you could. Again, with Attract Through Glow, it's giving, I can manifest my dream life through an empowered state of peace, ease, and flow. You know you're worthy of abundance. You know the life you're meant for. This is you claiming it without shame, claiming it unabashedly, claiming it with conviction, recognizing it in your soul, in your bones, as a part of who you are, and stepping into it gracefully with peace and ease. This is your choice that you've made to do this. I see if you've been experiencing any burdens or overwhelm or stress, I see that going away. Like I see that shifting. And I see you putting solid boundaries around your time and energy so that you can live in this peaceful, contented, rooted, safe place that is your own, that is of your own making. It's pretty powerful. It's really beautiful. I see you so sovereign and empowered and impactful in your life. You know who you are, you know what you want, you know what you're creating, you know the effect you want to have on the world, and you are boldly embodying it. That is the shift you are making. That is what you're claiming and you're stepping into moving forward. Okay, so I'm going to pull some tarot cards. You are so worthy. You deserve it. That's how you feel, I feel like, moving forward. Nothing's going to get in your way. Nothing can get in your way of you claiming this abundance, this easeful life. Okay, so we have the Six of Cups, the Five of Wands, the King of Swords. Ooh, we have the Sun. That's interesting. Oh, that's weird. I saw number 18 earlier and I thought, I kind of got it mixed up. I thought that was the number for the Sun, but the Sun is 19. The Moon is 18. So never mind. But I did think of the Sun when I pulled that card. So, and then we have Temperance, Three of Pentacles, and oh, you have the Star. That's my favorite card in the tarot. I think group number 2, we alluded to the Star, but we didn't pull it. And I love that you have the Sun and the Star, because technically the Sun is a star. We're just closer to it. But wow, in a track through glow and the Sun being your central card, you are stepping into a time of true abundance and overflow. You're stepping into a time where you feel like you can be all of who you are. Like you're glowing from the inside out. You know who you are. You can be all of you in your authenticity. I don't think you see this coming. This is such a beautiful shift that's occurring in your life. You're expanding and it's absolutely beautiful. King of Swords is, and there's an owl here in the King of Swords card. It's making me think of seeing things from a higher vantage point, again with that eagle we saw earlier. I think you are, and King of Swords can be about, like in this context, I'm seeing you cutting away time for yourself so that you can shift, like, and it's almost just like an allowing of your energy to shift to where it wants to be naturally, which is in the Sun, emboldened, empowered, expansive energy where you know you can claim anything in your life and you can walk towards and build anything in your life and you're going to do it. Your dreams are truly coming true, and it's because you claimed them. It's because you chose into them. You walked towards them. You took action towards them. There's this feeling when you do take this time to reflect, there's this feeling of recognizing what it took to get to where you are now. And with the Three of Pentacles, recognizing all the helpers, the supporters that have been here for you and honoring their contribution. These are the people who supported you through your journey of ups and downs to get you to this point. This is with Temperance. This is the lessons you've learned along the way that have seemed to slow you down along the way, but in the end served you, truly served you. This is looking back with the Five of Wands and seeing this crazy journey and the struggle of it all and just how much you fought, you know, the way things were. Like there's this feeling of times that you fought your experience. Because look at this, like I want to show you this card because it's such a beautiful representation of what I'm trying to say. Like if you just look at the card, it'll make more sense. But there are these people climbing and reaching, like I feel like they're all you and versions of you and time frames of you trying to reach this abundance, this overflow, this life you've always known you're meant for. And it's been a battle. That's what Five of Wands, like at times it's been a battle, it's been a struggle, it's been a fight, but you kept pushing. Like Five of Wands can be a powerful card of momentum and push and internal fight, you know? And that's what I see here. But, and this delicate balance of all these wands, these poles here, everything kind of falling together perfectly in your internal world. But again, I think another part of what I was seeing was you looking back and seeing when you fought your experience only for it to come full circle, and you realize why you had to go through it to get to where you are now, and that you wouldn't change a single thing. The Six of Cups can be about the past. This Six of Cups in particular makes me think of growth and transformation. We have a young boy with his puppy, and then, I would imagine it's more of like a teenager, a young man with an old dog. And like how far you've come, that's the energy that card's evoking. You've gotten yourself to a really beautiful point in your life, and you've come so far. And from this new plateau that you're standing on, even if it doesn't look like the full fruition of what you know you're meant for, you're still on a new plateau. You've still come so far, and you're not at the beginning of the journey anymore. You're at the point where you're now able to step into the fruition of what you want and what you've been creating from a place of power, from a place of intention, from a place of ease and flow and truth. And it will come more naturally. Like, I feel like the work you've done, and Six of Cups being about the past, it could be like cleanup work from your past, or this could be like ancestral work. This could be just wrapping up old cycles and doing it beautifully. But you've definitely landed in a beautiful place where from here on out, things are going to manifest a lot more effortlessly. So I think that's why you're being called into this. Like, this whole thing feels like you're being called into rest. You're being called into a moment of letting go and surrender, so that clarity can really crack through your being. Like, so you can start to just see everything the way you're meant to see it from this new vantage point you're on. And so that I feel like you're going to have this divine clarity, like with the King of Swords. I think you're just going to see everything so clearly, and you're going to know exactly what your next steps are. So I really think, honestly, the main advice here, if there's practical advice, it's to do something leisurely. Take some time out for yourself to do something that helps you let go, like spending time in nature, going on a hike, or even maybe not even a hike, maybe something more restful, like going to a beach, laying on a beach, or spending time somewhere that's very peaceful, spending time, or going to a spa, or getting a massage, or doing something that truly helps you let go and just enjoy the moment and be with what is. Anything that you're called to that can evoke that is what sitting on the porch outside and listening to the trees and the birds and watching the birds and the bees, and like walking through a flower garden. Like, there's something there about just being and experiencing, like just the breeze flowing through your hair, and that's the energy you need, that peaceful, I'm doing nothing for the sake of doing nothing. And that's when your moment, like, something's gonna happen, like you're going to have this moment of clarity. So wow. I don't know, like, my prompt is, it's always been right in front of you. A life of true fulfillment is yours for the taking. I want to stay aligned to that. But I think this is just telling you, yeah, you're going to come to that realization in this moment, that this is guiding you to. So that's beautiful. I don't know if there's much else to say here. This is a pretty short and sweet message, but yeah, let's pull another card from the Sacred Traveler. We'll get one last final message here. All right, so we have Desert Passage. Trust there's a divine plan. I'm going to read from the guidebook. Okay, so it says, Even if it seems that life has areas of barrenness, beneath the surface, life is transforming in accordance with your highest good. Trust that you are guided, even if it doesn't always seem like it. There are spiritual guides, allies, and angels surrounding you. Listen with your heart. Act on your instincts. Believe that the messages you are being given are in your highest good. Get down to basics. Trust what you feel. The desert path can seem like a vast wasteland, yet it is in the isolation that immense insights and intuition can emerge. In times of old, sages and visionaries retreated into the desert to connect more deeply with spirit. If in the past you trusted your instincts and then later it seemed to be a mistake, don't let that keep you from trusting your intuition now. Often those things that we thought were mistakes in the past, in hindsight, were the best things possible for us. As you open to your intuition, you will sense messages from and the loving presence of your spirit guides and ancestors. There is a potent plan for your life. Trust. Definitely. Again, I was thinking, as I was reading that, I was thinking of these embrace uncertainty and take a risk and the rest in the center. I feel like it is like in this world and the way things are, there is this like feeling of audacity it takes to truly claim rest, to truly claim a life of ease. And it's almost like there's a part of you that feels like you're betraying the world because there are so many that feel like they don't have access to that. But we all do if we just claim it. Literally, nature provides that to us. The opportunities for rest, opportunities for letting go and just being. Like that literally is what nature is. So it's so innate, and you're doing this on a grand scale. You're doing this on a lifestyle scale where you're choosing rest as a lifestyle. You're choosing ease as a lifestyle, and it can feel contrary to what you've like grown up around or what other people may see or how they may view you. So that's interesting. Were you the one in the beginning? The energy that was coming through was somewhat like that supportive energy, like I'm here for you, I'm here to serve you. So yeah, that's coming through again. Like you are here to be served. Like, wow, that's so interesting. I've never had that message come through. Because what you do in this world matters. I see you as someone who has purpose and someone who wants to do good in this world and who can do more good if they're able to live a more restful, service like state, like in a more restful and service state, like supported state, like physically supported. So there's something there about the divine coming in and giving you permission, not only like, not that you need it, but just telling you, this is what I want for you. I want you to feel easeful, restful, satiated, calm, because I want you to be in this clear state of being, because I have missions for you. I have a calling for you. And this is the place I want you so that you can have the energy, the soulful energy you need, that soulful safety you need to know that you can go out there and make a difference in these profound ways. So, interesting. Okay. So I think that's it. I think that's your message, group number 3. So we are going to enter into the infinite prayer now. And I'm going to give you, or I'm going to write down an intention for group number 3 for you. Okay. So the intention I wrote for you for the infinite prayer transmission is, it is safe to let go. It is safe to rest. Allow yourself to be served. It is their pleasure. Who they are, I don't know. The divine, a partner. I mean, the person that will mow your lawn, the person that will clean your house, or the person that will help you raise your kids. There's something there. It is their pleasure. Like you're supporting others by letting them serve you. That's interesting. I love that. Okay. So if you feel called to the infinite prayer, there's a link down below. Again, there's 50% off your first month of the Patreon membership for a limited window. And if you missed this one, it will be up again at another point. Just subscribe to my channel, hit that bell icon to see when I post another reading. But yeah, everything's listed down below. Thank you so much for being here. Feel free to like, comment, or drop a flower emoji if you enjoyed your time here. As always, I am honored by your presence, and I hope I see you over in Patreon or in another reading soon. Thank you so much. Bye. All right, my lovely human. If you'd like to be supported more deeply through powerful energy healing transmissions and more in-depth, immersive pick a flower readings, I'd be honored to have you in the sacred space of the Little Flower Patreon. My intention for this space is to be a spiritual lifeline, a place of healing, clarity, and soul alignment where you can feel safe to unfold in your most authentic, abundant, and fulfilled self. Each month within the Wellspring membership, I channel a theme for 2 pick a flower readings, with one of those readings laying the foundation for what unfolds in the infinite prayer. Using holy fire Reiki, prayer, and intuitively guided visualizations, messages, and affirmations, I channel a powerful transmission each month inspired by its corresponding reading. If you choose the Overflow membership, you'll receive everything in Wellspring along with access to every extended infinite prayer session connected to monthly in-depth readings here on YouTube. If this space is calling to you, you can find everything linked in the description below. If you enjoyed your time here, feel free to like, subscribe, and leave a comment. I'd love to connect with you. You're also welcome to explore my adorable merch featuring my bee and flowers logo and my signature phrase, "Hello, lovely human." With so much gratitude, I send you prayers of happiness, peace, health, and abundance. You are honored and loved.